All right, happy Labor Day from Panama City Beach, Florida. The numbers are in for Emerald Beach Resort and for Splash. I'm going to do those two together in this video. I'm Craig Duran with the Duran Group at Berkshire Hathaway HomeServices. If you've been following some of these videos, we've now done, let me think, Calypso, Hidden Dunes and Onsale were in one video, Treasure Island, Seychelles in another video, Long Beach, Majestic, Grand Panama in another video. I'm putting together Emerald Beach and Splash. Really not for any particular reason other than to not shoot two videos. I don't think there are a lot of similarities. Different parts of the beach somewhat, pretty different projects, but want to go ahead and compare those and see what's going on with those two buildings compared to the rest of the market. So you've seen this chart here. Any of the newer buildings, I'm pulling the statistics just from anything built in 2005 or newer, since that's one specific breed, so to speak, of condos. Again, the red line represents the number of units for sale. We know since January, every month that goes by, there are more and more condos available. So buyers have more and more choice, right? And that's directly affecting this month's inventory number. We know that from previous videos here in the last couple of days, the number's gone from 0.51, half of a month of inventory, all the way now to 10.25 if you're comparing just the new buildings in Panama City Beach. Again, I still think that 10.25 is a little bit inflated because it includes 80 units from the shores of Panama. If we look at this, these columns right here, right now, as at the end of August, there were 205 units for sale, 205 condos in the newer buildings for sale in Panama City Beach. 80 of those were in one project. So this 10.25 months of inventory is pretty inflated. I imagine it's closer to 5 or 6 at the most. I'm doing, I'm working with the MLS system to adjust some searches so I can pull that for you guys for next month. So anyway, let's look at Emerald Beach and Splash specifically. In Emerald Beach Resort, looking at the same chart, but just the data for that building, similar idea, right? We're seeing the red line. We have more and more condos for sale since January, February, March. Still, the building is hotter than most of the average of the rest of the beach. We were hovering below 1 month of inventory through April. The last 3 months, it was at 1.3. So not taking very long to sell a unit, Emerald Beach Resort, if it's priced correctly. No sales in August, but still a pretty strong market there. Probably a little more of a seller's market in Emerald Beach Resort than the rest of the market. If we're looking at Splash, same idea again. The red line's moving up, a little more choice in there for buyers recently. Again, this building is also sort of outpacing the average 2006 build. If you look very generally, January, it was about the same, 0.5 months of inventory. I guess it slowed down to May, slowed down to 2, June slowed down to 4 months. We haven't had a sale in Splash in 60 days, and so there isn't data in there. So maybe Splash is sort of acting like the rest of the market. When we look at just the sales for these two units or two buildings in the month of August, only one unit is even under contract. There were no actual closings. One of the 2 bedrooms with 2 full baths in Splash is under contract, meaning buyer and seller have agreed. The asking price is $569. We don't have the final sales price on that yet, so we'll update you on that one next week. That's the short version for those two buildings, slowing down a little bit. Emerald Beach seems to be a little more active than Splash does. One thing I haven't mentioned in the previous videos, I should have. If you're not already on our e-alert system, I just got a question this morning about this. And for those of you who don't know, let me explain that to you. The e-alert system, if you're looking to try to keep track of a specific group of condos, whether it's everything in one project, all the 2 bedrooms across the beach, all the 2 bedrooms just in one specific building, organize it by price, however you want to organize a search, we have an e-alert system that will set you up. We can put that search into the system and it'll feed you information directly from our local MLS system. It's very, very accurate. We can batch all this information and send it to you once a month. If you're just trying to keep track of, the value of something that you own. If you're wanting to stay up to date on the market as it's happening, we can set this up so you're getting an email per week, multiple emails per week, or even an email every time something happens. So unit comes up for sale, changes price, does get a contract or closes. You can get all that very accurate information straight out of our e-alert system. Let me know if you want to sign up for that. There's no charge for that. There's no obligation. We're I like getting accurate information out into the marketplace. So if that's something you're interested in, let me know and we'll set you up. So that's Emerald Beach Resort and Splash. Next will be Aqua, and then we're going to roll into a couple of the residential communities. We're going to go Breakfast Point in one video, and then Whisper Dunes and Palmetto Trace in the second one. So hope you guys found this interesting. Again, I'm Craig Duran with the Duran Group of Berkshire Hathaway Home Services. Thanks for watching.